Good morning, ladies. As you can see, I'm out here in the swamp. See the water line on this tree? Chest deep. It is dry. It rained a lot last night. I'm not going to be able to see fresh tracks, but at least there's animals in here. I don't have a clue whether that's hogs or deer. I brought 2 cell cameras and a Tasco. My goal is to run this strip of cypress. I've got a spot marked where I want to get to that I've been close to before, and it's 1.22 miles from where I'm standing, which isn't far, but I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be able to get there. But that's my goal, is I'm going to try to follow this strip basically off the outside of this strip. This strip's probably 150 yards wide, and it's a cypress hill is what it is, but off the sides are that almost floating grass, muck, nasty junk. I already tried to walk out in it a little bit and that wasn't happening, so I'm gonna see if I can run this strip over to where I want to go. If not, I'll have to go back and go on down and try it from another angle. Anyway, a lot of trails and stuff in through here. I haven't seen any browse yet. It might be hogs. I apologize if it gets a little fuzzy. This humidity is killing this lens. I keep having to wipe it. But I'm gonna scratch this one off my list. It got a little too thick, so this is not gonna be an access. And I walked up on a big gator. Was laying right there. I think he startled me about as much as I startled him. It is too thick, and when it's going to be waist deep during season, that's not fun. I'm gonna mark this one as last resort, but I'm gonna go on down and see if I can come in from another direction. Sure was hoping to come in from this way though, because the wind would have been perfect. I basically could have walked straight to where I wanted to go during season, but oh well. Well, it's like 10 o'clock, so it's basically been about 2 hours since I turned this camera on. I had a few failed attempts that I thought were going to be failed attempts, but I'm going to make it this time. See the water line about belly button, so that's not going to be an issue. There's a lot of fresh water standing in this hot section of it from that rain last night. I think I got about 150 yards to go and I'll start coming up on a little island. I made it up here on some higher ground. The water line here is knee deep. I got 0.74 to go to where I want to start looking, basically. No. think it gets a little higher over here and the cabbage are probably thicker. I'm gonna hug this edge and try to go around that way. It's humid. I'm just walking this basically transition line from the thicker cabbage a little higher to the deep nasty swamp. Might be old wood here. It was skinned up a few years ago. Seen a couple old tuna wrapper or old water bottle wrapper from, but it's hard to tell. There's, because we got the storms, there's trash miles from where anybody's been just because it floated here in the storm. So, but it definitely was not from last year. It was old and rotted. It's almost 11 o'clock and I ain't going nowhere hardly. About 500 yards. I'm just 400 maybe. Walking slow, but there's a thick junk here. There's a tree down there. That's the thicker cabbage, the higher hill. I can see where the deer and hogs have been coming through this little gap. I got spider webs all over me. But I can see where I can't see tracks, but I can see where the sticks have been broke and now they're turned at different angles. See if the camera can pick it up. They just broke the sticks, stepping on them, and then kick them at different angles so it's not a straight break. So that's gap's been used quite a bit. I can actually see a few tracks. I haven't seen any good browse though. It's like the weeds didn't come up good, I guess because it sat underwater for so long. Hoping to find me a patch of cockleburrs. Pretty good trail I'm walking right now. It's like some trees fell. Open this up. Got some good green growing. Kind of zigged and zagged a little bit, but about 500 yards from this center of where I'm wanting to look. And just found this spot here with the, you can see all the tracks by all the acorn holes on the ground. I'm gonna mark this to check when the acorns start dropping or getting close to dropping, just in case. It's kind of a little hill right here, kind of sticks out into this deeper pool. There's holes all over the ground. There's quite a bit of poop scattered around here, but there's nothing for them to eat now. So a couple weeds that were browsed. Maybe a good spot where they just hang out in the evenings or something once they come out of the pond. I'd have to put a camera or something here to know. Something's going on here. I'm about 150 yards from the pin I marked, and basically what it is, 70 yards off this deep, nasty. This is nasty. This is where I tried to come to earlier a couple times and couldn't. I was trying to come from this way. It's nasty. But I'm basically zigging and zagging, walking this edge. But I'm seeing a lot of deer poop, some fresh, some not. But this nastiness comes up here about 200 yards and stops, and the dry kind of goes around and makes a little point right there. And then there's a high hill over here, and it looks like it would naturally funnel deer down, especially during the rut, of bucks coming by in between these 2 points, basically. So that's what I'm wanting to look at, and I'm walking this edge and I'm seeing the poop. So I'm assuming this is where I thought they would be laying, and even more so on the point. So I think it's going to be good. I won't know. There's a rub. Obviously I won't know for sure, but I think we're good. Haven't seen any human sign yet. Just that trash when I first started walking. First got across the pond. I was gonna spread these 3 cameras. I was gonna spread them out, like on different edges of these points. We'll see. I don't think I'll be able to narrow them down exactly where they're coming out of the pond, but I could be. Imagine I won't get on this deer poop everywhere. Imagine I won't get a ton of pictures till the acorns start dropping, or when they lose the velvet. Another pile of deer poop, another pile of deer poop. They gotta be coming up out of this pond in the evenings and just hanging out right here. I'm sure down in the pond, well, I already saw it when I walked the other side. It's all thick and green. So they got all the browse and water, another pile of deer poop. Browse and water and everything they need. You can see where they've been walking through this little pinch right here. You see, these trees are down. Pinch. Trees down. I don't want to put a camera here, but this would be a good camera location. They got a rut war right here. I know it's hard to see on camera, but I got into some fresh deer tracks. Quite a few of them. At least one set on top of the ring, 2 sets on top of the ring. I'm sure they're bedding to my left and coming out. Might be able to find a good trail going in, but I doubt it. I obviously can't show this on the map, so I'm trying to give you all a good mental picture of how it lays out, but I've basically been walking this way now, other than zigging and zagging. The nasty pond and everything is here. Now I've got to where the pond's going to turn, and this edge I've been walking is going to turn with it. And then there's another higher edge that runs in here. It kind of makes a point here, and then it's going to be more like open cypress, not as thick, running this way. So that's what I'm wanting to check out. I'm wanting to walk out to the end of that point, and then It's about 450 down here. And then on my way out, I'm gonna do a loop around the back side of it, and I'm expecting there to be a lot of rubs, freights, and all that stuff up there. But right now I'm trying to see, I want to make sure this pond's holding deer, which I've already seen enough to know it is. Like, I almost can't step without stepping in poop. I've completely made the turn now. I was walking that way, now I'm walking this way. It really pinches down right here. Like it's a 30-yard gap through here. There's a rub there. There's a rub here that's completely broke the tree off. There's a really old rub there. There's last year's rub there. So they're definitely coming through here, rut or something. I'm not gonna show it, but there's a ladder stand grown into the tree over here that's probably from back when this was private, before the government bought it years ago. It's that old, but that's a good, I like seeing that. Some old timers knew where to drag a ladder stand to. I couldn't help myself. I walked out here in this pond a little bit just to look for things like this. Look at that hill right there. When it gets wet, I guarantee you one lays on top of that. I'm gonna go about another 60-70 yards, see if there's any more. I'm hoping there's one up here. That would be nice. These little hills are all over. That's what I was hoping to see. There's a clump of trees up here that look different on a map. About 100 yards I'm gonna go look at, just to see what it is. I guess what I was seeing was that light spot through the canopy or something. It ain't nothing, just a real thick patch. But I've basically, I walked in this way, I made the left. Now I've hooked all the way back around in this pond. And where I tried to access from earlier, I wanted to come out up here, but I tried to access from right there first, right after daylight. And this is the thick junk that I ran into, so that I know that half a mile or whatever it is there is impenetrable. I'm gonna go back up close to where that old tree stand was and start looking for camera locations. Now I'm still seeing poop out here, tracks everywhere in the mud. Can't tell, hogs and deer I'm sure, but can't tell anything about them. But I'm gonna get out of this deeper area, out of this pond, and get these cameras put up. I just came out of the pond. No, I walked in from that direction. I came across the edge. The old tree stands right back here. And this is it. I can still see a watermark on the tree, so it went underwater during the hurricane. But this is a high ridge here. This is where the big rubs and stuff would be, is coming down the edge of this, I'm sure. I'm just gonna, I want to look at the other side of it. I might have to come back, but I'm gonna run back down this edge right now and probably hang a camera somewhere around that old ladder stand, and then I'll loop this hill or something, put it in here. I was literally just standing right there, like 40 yards, I haven't gone nowhere. But I saw this gap, runs down there. There's a trail right here. Makes it kind of a three-way. There's a few rubs around. One there. One right there somewhere this hole anyway. I'm gonna put a cell camera on this three-way. Imagine I'll get a velvet deer here. Well, I got it up. I tried 3 of these trees and I couldn't get the angle I want. That's not great, but I should get a picture. Onward we go. There's some ruts war in the ground. I know a lot of it's hogs, but makes a four-way right now. I think, according to the map, it looks like there's a little opening up here. Similar to where I hung the first camera. I don't like hanging them if I can't see quite a bit of area because it's so hard to narrow them down out here. See tracks on the ground. This is where it kind of opens up. See they come and go right there. Right there. You see the rut war in the ground there. And then through here, there's a few little rubs right there on the edge. I know they're going to lay in the pond. I'm just going to back up and put a camera right there and aim it right down that gap. This is one of those you never know spots. I may get a bachelor group, and I may not get anything. Alright, I didn't go too high with that one, but I got it above the high water mark. I would imagine if I'm not getting anything, I'll move it before we get too much rain. But anyway, chug me a water. It's 1 o'clock. It's warm. I'm basically gonna run. I've came over now. I'm like probably, I didn't measure it, probably 500 yards from the first camera home, and I'm basically gonna run this line up on the higher hill, back towards the truck, and just hang this Tasco in a gap closer to the truck. Just came up on this little high hill. Pretty nice looking. I was walking over here to look at what looks like a deep pond. Deer track on top of the grain. This looks really nice. I can see a lot of old rubs. I like this. I'll find somewhere right here to put this camera. I got it hung here. I would need about 4 cameras to cover this whole gap. But at least if I start getting bucks, I'll know they're using it. All these little trees are rubbed. I don't know if that's going to be a small buck rut, which that one probably is, but there's a lot of these little trees that ain't tore to pieces. It might be velvet rubbed, like a bachelor group lives in this pond or something and comes out here. That would be nice. If that starts happening, I'll have to, which I won't come back in here till season probably, unless I need to move a cell camera. Sure wish I had a cell camera here though. Tempted to run 500 yards back over there and get one, but I'm hot. I'm gonna stay up here on this, off that edge of that nasty pond and take it back to the truck, but I'm gonna look on my way out, but I'm ready to go. It's hot. Well, I'm almost out. I gotta come through a little bit of crap here, but I'm gonna wind this video up. Oh, my old back's about to kill me. But I'm gonna say that was a successful trip. Even if I don't get any pictures, but I think I'll get some pictures. I know I would if I left some cameras up till October. And if bucks started roaming a little bit, there's too many rubs in there. But anyway, it'd be nice to have a little bachelor group or something to try to get on in archery season. Never ended up not seeing any more people signs, so that's good. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.